Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. I'm so glad you're here, you guys. I found some interesting things over at St. Meghan Markle, the Reddit group I enjoy going through and talking about. So I thought we could take a look, talk about different news stories, finish up this Columbia disaster, and just have some laughs. I'm Jen. Thanks for being here, everyone. Honk honk. Starting with comprehensive shape 64 made me spit my tea out. So starting with Harry, looks like he's blinking over it all. Yeah, I've been saying the same. Angie then posted, if I was him, I'd just cut my arm off and give it to her. That struck me so freaking funny. This whole picture strikes me so funny. I'm kind of obsessed with it. I keep showing it as well. The manic grin, the claw, the double claw we haven't seen in a while. I don't understand the mismatched whites. I don't understand how she walks and like this with her arms slung across her to double grip him like that. I really don't. You guys are brilliant. I love reading your comments, so always write me comments. I love reading them. But somebody left me a comment saying, Jen, you need to zoom in close, and it does distort and it gets blurry. It's hard to see. But you can kind of see that her eyes, her head's tilted toward Harry, but her eyes are staring right at the camera. What does that remind you of? Oh, I'll show you. This right here. Almost, I mean, hell, it could be the same hat, but she's probably bought another one. Similar hat. But if you zoom in close, see her head's pointed down, but her eyes are like eye blinking the camera. So this is her go-to move. I guess it's her point my head down, look up, make eyes at the camera, look. Then username GayBoyAdvance says her smile is painfully fake. She truly doesn't know how to act natural. I know. I've said that before. It's like an alien takes over and just doesn't quite know how to be human. Gets it a little bit wrong every single time. Queen Tahira points out authentic human interaction escapes her. We get mad at her antics, but she doesn't know how to be any other way. As that reporter who wrote the Vanity Fair cover story on her in 2017 and had her number a long time ago, Vanessa, however you say her last name, said last year, she's not real. There are so many examples of this, but this is one of my favorites. Look no further than the Variety interview. It literally kicks off, well, I mean, look at the expression here, okay? By the way, another new face. It kicks off with, hi, my name's Megan. I play, and it's in that tone too. I play a mean game of Scrabble. And I'm very good in Jeopardy. These are actual quotes from this thing. And it's like, no, you're not. This is a political ad. This is like some garbage nonsense boilerplate that you think makes you look or sound more intelligent, but you look like a lunatic. Random Fireworks says, yes, that voracious vacuum at the core of a narcissist / psycho is unable to feel which it longs to feel. The closest it ever gets to experiencing real human or even spiritual sensation is crude mimicry or replication. Acquisitional yearning to feel the unfeelable creates an almost cannibalistic urge to devour or drink dry whichever soul triggers the yearning. Whoa, that's really smart. But you get what they're saying. She's a fucking alien. She's pretending to be human, and I get what you're saying, like absorbing those around her. All right, let's talk about this. Karen Delaney Walker shared this, and it says, honorary Colombians? How can we make them permanent residents? Asking for a nation or two. So this was the Latin Times. We won't read the article so much. They get into an interesting conversation about how she just clings on to other cultures. I suspect it goes back to the narcissism conversation we were just having. Let's take a look. The original poster says, I couldn't bring myself to post the entire article because, well, it's vomit-inducing. Let's see. Meghan Rochelle Raglan Markle is Jewish, Italian, and faux royal by injection. Maltese for vacay, 43% Nigerian by birth, and now possibly an honorary Colombian. She's a walking, talking Benetton ad. I thought that was so good. Rub Pryor says, hi, as a Mexican-American, Chicana, Latina, X, etc., etc., I simply refuse to allow these two to be relegated as honorary Latinos. And I say this confidently that I'm speaking for a large majority of Latino and then goes into different things. So, yeah, I'm sure that would be frustrating. She does this constantly. She speaks on behalf of mothers, but we don't actually see her mothering. She takes other cultures and speaks on behalf of them. She speaks on behalf of women who have been silenced, but insists people around her sign NDAs. You can't make it make any sense. To which Spinip adds, basically same, as a Latina born, they second this comment. It's kind of insulting because they danced and speak basic Spanish. They feel Latinos. Latinos don't walk around with the security they have and actually have to deal with real problems. So I thought that was such a good point. And what popped into my head here is this. Remember, she told the story of the fire in Archie's nursery. But then it turns out, no, it sounds like it was just smoke and he wasn't even in it. And she was like, I had to go back to work. How many of us working parents out there have been through actual things, not just a smoking heater that was unplugged and dealt with, and then have to go right back to work because we have no other choice? But again, she thinks she speaks for everybody and has all this sage wisdom to offer with no there. Nothing behind it to back it up. Emotional Lead points out it's like when she said she went to the Korean spa, so therefore she was an authority on Asian culture. It's manipulation, and it gives entitlement vibes. It's enough to appreciate a culture, but she goes too far as always. It's all to claim that she's better than white bread Katie. Quotation marks. She's pandering to that mentality. Don't know if she even believes all of it. It's just another agenda identity for her to hijack and use her for self-promotion. That's exactly what I've been saying as well. As you all know, I'm the biggest Anglophile you'll ever meet. I'll tell you anything you want to know. I'm just dying to, live in England. It's my dream. Things like that, just for a couple of years, But I would never presume to go over and be like, okay, guys, I've studied you since I was a fetus. I know all about it. So listen to me. You have to do what I say. I'm going to make some changes, right? It's like the royal family. I'm going to make some changes here. No, you aren't. Just shut up and enjoy it and learn from it. Take it in. But no, she can't do that. And it then says, I really don't understand her obsession on trying to be from somewhere else. She can't accept she's just an American born and raised. She always wants to be loved and acknowledged, one of us, everywhere. Can't just visit a place. She needs to get out of there with some sort of title. Which Emotional Lead points out, yeah, she's, quote, one of us. Then she wants to be exalted. She wants an exalted title and status. It's strange that she's going around collecting titles only to keep reminding us she's relatable. And then we have a fun post from Gardening Is My Thing. I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to give you a nutshell version. Basically, she grew up where, money was tight. So her mother would sew things and make sure things were hemmed properly. So that way they fit right. They look more expensive. I think a lot of us have been in situations like that, and how her mother passed on details like this and paying attention to details like this on to her. Then she goes to point out about this horrible monstrosity, that lighting everywhere. That's what makes me think they must hate her, because they light her like this. It looks terrible. But this monstrosity, and then I started noticing more of the details. Let's see what she points out here. So she noticed right away, and I didn't notice it until she pointed out, that there's mismatched straps on the dress. And otherwise, it's a pretty dress. That her mother would have cringed at this dress, having one strap primarily white and the other having a print. Designers don't do this on their limited pieces. Bespoke fashion would not do this. You find this on mass-produced fashion made by factory workers. I'm not saying this dress was price tagged cheap, but mismatched straps make it look cheaply made. There's actually one time that one's wife should have forgone the mismatched straps. Yet here we are. She always finds a way to mess up a fashion look. People started chiming in the comments about it, saying things like, "Ye guys, I hope so." It feels like it's been going on for weeks, and it's just a few days, talking about, of course, the Columbia trip coming to an end. That's because she wore several weeks worth of clothes, according to Royally Common. Yeah, well said. I just did a video that's up talking about how many outfit changes and how much money it costs to look that stupid throughout the trip. So definitely go check that out. It'll blow your mind. I had another laugh out loud moment with this one. Lolo B says the lines emphasize the lady parts of doom, and I can't unsee it. To which Ink9 says, my first thought as well. I didn't even notice the mismatched stripes. Same. It does point. So, of course, she picked that dress. Positive vibes to all says, look at me and weep, you fools. I wear dresses you can only dream of. To which Fit Not Fat says, her clothes are stuff of nightmares, not dreams. Yeah, especially those sweat-stained ones. Oh, nightmare. Where's that, what did she say? She had freakish attention to detail, right? Indeed. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your response to the Beetlejuice merch. I'm glad that you're loving it, and I appreciate everybody who ordered. That's so exciting. I really appreciate that. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. It makes the lemon rats disappear when you say it 3 times, right? I really appreciate you guys being here. We will talk about stuff other than this Colombia trip, but it's been such a disaster and so funny to watch the fallout of it all. I can't stop talking about it. So there's that. Thank you guys as always. I truly hope you all have the best day. Thank you for supporting. If you want to further support, of course, you know how to do it. Check out the merch. Check out Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where you can get the bonus episodes, the extra deep dives, and talk to me in the comments, that sort of thing. It's a lot of fun. So check that out. And thank you guys for everything. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this. Have the best day. Take care. Bye-bye.